How about if you sweep it out?
What's the point? I can't do anything right.
You'll do fine.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Keep trying, Patrick.
Nope. No need for an intro today. Winners get intros. Winners get to feel good about going into the next episode. I, however, have gone on a horrible week of betting. There's no ifs, ands, buts about it. All comments, trolls, all that, completely warranted. This is an absolutely terrible week of betting that I am going through right now. Draymond Green left the game with injury, and I wish that I could say that that was an excuse of why he didn't hit his prop. He ended up only getting 8 RA, falling 4 short. Sorry, 4 short of what we need. Doesn't matter. He wasn't even close. Sabonis was nowhere in the game plan at all. And then the Clippers had a 42-point first quarter. They were up 20 points at the end of the first quarter. They immediately blew the 20-point lead by losing the second quarter 42-19. And they were down. Imagine being up 20 after the first quarter and being down at halftime. Nonetheless, the Clippers did not win the game. I need some motivation here. Coach Brown, please, can I have some motivation?
I got like a ritual. Like when we lose, I ain't even getting a shower till early this morning. I just be mad. I just brush my teeth. But it's like I don't deserve soap. I don't deserve to do all that. I'm just focused on like trying to get back and trying to make sure that our players mentally understand and know that I let them down, that they didn't do it. You know, I just wake up all night, especially when you lose. You like wake up like, damn, it really happened. You know, it really happened that way. So it's just different pieces. And then I just move on.
Yep. So that's what my night is going to consist of. I am not showering tonight. As Coach Brown said, winners get washed. And I don't deserve to get washed right now. It was pretty bad. And I just want to let you all know that it wasn't you. It was nothing you did. It was me. It was all me. As Coach Brown said, take ownership of it. This has been a horrible, horrible week. Anybody that's tailed me or anything like that, I apologize. And I'm probably going to wake up in the middle of the night in tremors thinking about, dang, we really just lost all these bets. And it's been a bad week of betting. And so, Coach Brown, shout out Syracuse, by the way, Syracuse football coach. If you haven't seen that interview, go watch the whole interview. It's actually really, really hilarious. But really stuff that's been going on over the course of this week. And so I am going to be looking to try to bounce back from that. All right. Couple change things up going to try to change the mojo, change things up on the Friday. Hopefully we can get a 2-0 sweep here and give me something positive going into the weekend because it has not been good. But before we get to that, gotta talk to you about the BettingPros app. Make sure you get that BettingPros app where you can go fade me apparently in everything that I give out over the course of the past week and however forward, because I have no idea when this is ending. I can't hit the broadside of a barn in any type of bet that I'm giving out. It's been horrible. So go fade me over there in the BettingPros app. Give me a follow. Terrell Furman, T Furman, search me over there and you can find me in the BettingPros app. You can track all your sports bets. And hey, you give me a follow, I can give you a follow, and maybe I can sell some of your bets because clearly, there's no way you can be doing any worse than what I'm doing right now. So head over there to the BettingPros app, check out the player prop picks, check out the system plays, all of that and more over there in the BettingPros app for free. And you can go get a 7-day free trial of BettingPros Premium as well over there in that BettingPros app. All right. Well. Let's sit here and try to understand what happened this week. And let's change things moving forward. So maybe dial things back because I mean, I can't think of a trade deadline that was more active than this one right here. It felt like there was a million trades at the end, and there was already a million trades going into the last day of the trade deadline. So there's a lot of new teams. In fact, I believe there's only 4 teams that didn't make a move line, and that would be the Blazers, the Magic, the Nuggets, and I believe the Timberwolves. I think those are the 4 teams that didn't make the move at deadline. I'm pretty sure it was it. So a lot of teams looking different. Maybe dial back the unit size in some of the bets, especially if you're feeling unsure. And just going to be taking in a lot of information over the course of this weekend and coming back with fresh eyes next week and just making sure that we're looking and evaluating these teams as they are now after the deadline before as opposed to before the deadline, because a lot of these teams, some teams got better, some teams got worse. All right. So I have one bet in the NBA and I have a college basketball bet. I dipped my toes in college basketball. I stayed away from the props because, man, props have just been horrible over the past week. So I saw a college basketball play I like, and I'll talk about that in a second. But first, let's dive into the NBA. The Atlanta Hawks are welcoming the Milwaukee Bucks. Bucks are laying 5.5 here. 239.5 is the total. And I am going to back I really want to back the Milwaukee Bucks. So let me just give you that. I want to back the Milwaukee Bucks. I think that they are the more desperate team. I think that they made the moves at the deadline because they saw how their last 5 games have went, and the fact that they lost 4 straight, then finally get a win against the Hornets, and they don't even cover the margin. They kind of really squeaked out of that game with a win against the bad Hornets team, and so they made the moves. And I think they're a very, very desperate team. They're very, very eager to show what this team looks like after the deadline and make this push to the playoffs. So I think that they're going to be going out there and really, really putting emphasis on scoring the basketball. Really, really put emphasis on trying to be better defensively, but this Atlanta Hawks team, I mean, the move to push out DeAndre Hunter, who was their best defender and an amazing player off the bench for the majority of the season, and then you bring in Karis LeVert, you bring in Georges Niang, you bring in who else? Terrence Mann and Bones Highland. This is going to be a running up and down the court team with a lot of pace. They're already the number 1 team in pace over the last 5 games, but there's no defense whatsoever on an already bad defensive team. I mean, in the last 5 games, the Hawks are giving up 125 points per game, 28th in the NBA. There are only 2 teams worse than them, and the other team is the Milwaukee Bucks, giving up 125.6 points per game. So neither one of these 2 teams is playing any form of defense right now. These are 2 of the worst defensive teams over the last 5 games. They've been giving up a whole bunch of points. They haven't been very, very good on the offensive glass, either one of them. It's been really, really bad for these 2 teams. So I think that this is a game where the offenses thrive, where we see a lot of shots go up. We see this played with a lot of pace. The Hawks at home are going to try to run with pace. And the Milwaukee Bucks aren't afraid to challenge a team in pace and to speed up what they're trying to do. And I think that they can move a lot faster now with this new look Bucks team. So I think this is an over. Unfortunately, I do feel pretty good about this game going over, which isn't good with my track record over the past week, but here we are. We're taking the Bucks and the Hawks to go over 238.5. And for my college basketball play, we are going to St. John's, heading over to UConn. UConn laying 2.5 here. The UConn Huskies are three losses. Yeah, 3 losses in the Big East right now. And you have the St. John's, who have 1 loss in the Big East. They are top of the leaderboard. This is UConn's chance to really, really cut into the lead. You get to bring St. John's down 1, and then you just got to go try to win games, and you still have another matchup with Marquette and St. John's, and Marquette, I believe, is at home. Yeah, Marquette is at home, and St. John's on the road. You still have another matchup there to be able to cut into this lead in the Big East. if you caught on to my live stream with Matt Peralt that we had a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, and I said, hey, I'm betting UConn 7-1 to win the regular season of the Big East because UConn is really, really good at home. Really, really good at home. That was an uncharacteristic home loss that they took earlier this season and to Creighton, I believe it was. And they have responded. They have played well at home. They have been competitive in these games, and they have also begun to shoot the three a lot better at home than opposed to on the road. And they were going through a little bit of slump shooting three ball. They shoot 37%, really, really good. And there was a little slump in there, but then they absolutely broke out of it and hit like some 11, 12 threes on the road, 63% against Marquette. And guess where, if there's somewhere you want to attack this St. John's defense, it's by shooting the three ball. They have continuously allowed teams to shoot the three ball really, really well over them, but they never have a response for it because that's not an aspect of their game. And so you can have that points disparity over them. So I think this is what happens, that Dan Hurley gets into his offensive bag because he's had the entire week off since the Marquette game on Saturday. So Dan Hurley, with time to prepare his offense, time to prepare the defense, time to get this team ready for one of the biggest home games that they're going to have over the course of the season as they're chasing and trying to finish the regular season strong. I think this is a huge game for UConn. I think that Dan Hurley, with time to prepare, is really, really nasty. And that's going to be the aspect here. UConn at home, laying 2.5. If you want to take the money line, I understand it. A little bit juicy for me, minus 135. I know I've been cold, but I'm going to try my luck here. Laying 2.5 with UConn. So those are my two plays for Friday. Bucks Hawks over 239.5. UConn laying 2.5. I will drop a social media play later as well for as usual. And then I will probably get into the Discord. Make sure you get in that Discord, bettingpros.com/chat, and drop an unrivaled play in there too. Hopefully these things start turning around and we get into the weekend looking really, really good, and hopefully come out the weekend plus on units and kind of make up for a really, really bad week here. So, all right, I'm at really real __. Give me a follow on X at BettingPros on X and TikTok, at BettingPros NFL on Instagram, and YouTube.com/BettingPros, where you can like, comment, and give me a subscribe over there with BettingPros. All right. With that, that is it. I don't think I have anything else. Nothing else to say, nothing else to do. No other way of ending the podcast. Just something like this. Please let this heat, this cold streak, whatever this is going on, this disgusting thing, please let this be over. We are out of here.